This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cageside Press, and I am here with the PFL lightweight who will be competing for the $1 million grand prize on November 25th. Stevie Ray taking on Olivier Aubin Mercier. Stevie, first of all, the easy question. Can you explain in words just how nice it is to train for an opponent not named Anthony Pettis for the first time in months?
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's cool, man. You know what? I enjoyed fighting Pettis twice. I liked it. I got a chance to show everybody that I could beat him not only once but twice. But yeah, it's cool to get a new opponent.
Yeah, look, you obviously had a very strong performance out there. I would like to go back though, because when you talk about the PFL and the tournament format, everyone makes, the difference is the points. You perform well, you earn more points. There's a bit of I'll say a safety net as you get through your second fight in the regular season. For yourself, you dropped that first one. Obviously, I know your goal is to win it all. So I imagine there's a bit of stress, hey, like depending on how these guys perform, I may really need to get it done. Things are going to have to go particularly well for me to stay in the hunt. How did you manage those emotions after the season opener to do what you did against Pettis? Obviously, not just in the regular season, but to do it over again in the playoffs.
Yeah, so my first fight against Martinez, that was my first fight back after a 2.5 year layoff. So dropped that one, didn't perform too great. And then I got obviously a second chance to qualify against Pettis. The way I seen it, I had nothing to lose. I was fighting the superstar. He was the big guy and the big name. So I just seen it as an opportunity. Nothing to lose. The way I seen it, I'd already lost the first fight, so I just seen it as an opportunity. Go out and I took it with both hands. Managed to submit him. Qualified for the playoffs. Got an immediate rematch. Beat him again, and then here we are.
Uh, on the note, not to look too far past the finals, but another thing I did want to touch base with you is that this year the PFL also went more international. And now you fought this several times in Scotland for other promotions, and obviously being from there earlier in your career. Is fighting closer to home in Europe something you're looking forward to? Or are you a fighter who really likes getting to travel when you compete?
Yeah, I like getting around. It was cool to see New York. You get to see the world a little bit when you're traveling and fighting elsewhere. Going back to New York again. So, yeah, where obviously the last fight was. But yeah, I'd like to bring PFL to Scotland just so PFL can see how crazy the Scots are.
On the note of the European fighters, obviously you also have Brendan Loughnane on the card. Do you feel a little bit of that extra momentum? You obviously it would be a big deal in not just for PFL and the both of you, but I feel like the European fighters are certainly having a moment with guys like Leon Edwards and others in other promotions doing well. Do you feel a little bit of that energy like, hey, this is kind of like the year for the Europeans to kind of really take a stranglehold in the MMA landscape?
Yeah, that's it. It'd be cool if I win and then Brendan wins, we both win the title, the $1 million. And then hopefully they come to Scotland. But even just coming back to the UK again, I'm hoping to get on a UK card next year because I obviously missed out this year when they came to London and Cardiff. I went just as a fan. I enjoyed it, but it would have been cool to fight on one of those cards. Even cooler if they come to Scotland and I fight on that card.
To talk about that layoff that you had, you go through everything, you don't fight for 2 years, all the emotions that go into it. And now you talk about it in roughly a month, you have a chance for, the finals, the belt, the $1 million. I mean, when you think about that journey to get to this point, what stands out the most to you about what you overcame and that you are proud that you overcame in the journey?
Yeah, I just knew I wasn't done. You know, it was an emotional retirement, kind of like what you know. There's a guy in the UFC that just done that recently. He got beat off Kamzat, retired, and then he's already said he's back fighting. But mine's took a bit longer than that because you know I needed a new promotion. And COVID was just here, so it ended up a lot longer than I wanted to. But I mean, the way I'm looking at this next fight is like this next fight is like it's not even just the last 2 or 3 years; it's the last 13 years. You know, so pretty much since I've started, all my hard work, it's all going into this next fight. Um, so yeah.
And then my final question, November 25th, how do you get the job done against Olivier and win that $1 million prize?
So I believe I can stop him. He's never been stopped. But again, he's never fought Stevie Ray. So I know I'm dangerous and that I could stop him. But that being said, I know he is tough. To be honest, I'll take anything. I'll take a fucking decision win, knockout or submission. I know I could win either all of those three. I'll be bringing it, and you know I'll take anyone.
Well, Stevie, we're looking forward to obviously a great show once again. Thank you for the time. And as I said, once again, November 25th, the PFL World Championships, lightweight division, Stevie Ray, Olivier Aubin Mercier. You guys are not going to want to miss it.